Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. I thought I would do another video here on Luna after a significant pullback. Maybe a pullback's not the right word. We'll call it a crash. After a significant crash here with Luna, we're going to kind of review what's been going on and what led to this particular crash on Luna. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out today, right? And of course, if you're looking for a little bit more from the crypto space about bear market strategies, project reviews, or trading, why not go ahead and check out the Patreon services in the description below as well. Okay, so let's get into this. Right, this is obviously just Luna paired up with USDT, which is ironic because of UST, of course. But on the hourly chart, and Binance is our data source. Now, what's important that we understand about this is what kind of led to this pullback. So we have obviously got the news articles here. We want to be focusing in specifically on not this one here. Okay, so basically Luna Foundation Guard prepares $1.5 billion in Bitcoin and Terra Luna or Terra USD or UST to protect the stablecoin peg. And of course, we've got another one just here as well, talking about the same thing and how it kind of crashed down to 67 cents. Now, obviously, you might be thinking, what has UST got to do with Luna? And it's got absolutely everything to do with Luna, as these two stablecoin and volatile asset relate to each other. So they're supposed to be at the same kind of market cap, right? And basically Terra Luna can be burnt or minted, Luna depending on the UST and all that kind of stuff. So it's designed to kind of keep things stable, and obviously mechanism has been pulled into doubt because it hasn't been working as intended. So when we just get into the nitty gritty of what's gone on here and what kind of compounded this a little bit, I'm going to use this one. I think it kind of covers the points a little bit easier than the other article there. But basically, if we're just going to go into a nutshell, the price obviously fell of Terra Luna, and I think this actually happened earlier in the week. So basically, at the time of this actually getting written, it was about 78 cents and the market cap of 14.1 billion. Whilst Luna had been in free fall, collapsing to $35 at the time, right? And the collapse, massive liquidations on leverage positions, all of that kind of good stuff, which you can obviously see from here with over $1 billion in liquidated events. So, really important that we understand, the noise and the nonsense that's kind of gone on here and how it kind of came to be, okay? So, basically, if and you can see that people have been tweeting about this, but basically, if the market cap of Luna is lower than that of UST, is there a possible issue with funds at the Terra project backing the stablecoin, i.e., there's not enough backing for the UST, okay? So if we get into this, basically the LFG, this is the Luna Foundation Guard, which is in charge of ensuring the UST maintains its peg to the United States dollar, has been in damage control, trying to mitigate further losses and return to a stable position of $1 for the UST, right? So its strategy of acquiring Bitcoin to collateralize the UST has not yet yielded a positive impact, at least at the point of recording, okay? And I haven't really checked it today to know, but basically there are several factors that kind of led into this, right? So reported that a whale began dumping about $285 billion of the UST. This started on Saturday, causing the stablecoin to drop down to 98 cents. And then Luna dropped down to $61. Okay, that was Saturday. So this kind of is a I guess warning, to what was coming as Luna price and the USD or UST pegged itself looked unstable. The LFG deployed $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin on Monday as a mean of aiding much needed liquidity, okay? And ultimately, that word is absolutely key to understanding what's going on here. So the LFG loaned out those coins to protect the UST peg, so 750 million UST tokens to accumulate Bitcoin, okay? So basically, it took some loans, so it gave out some loans to basically be able to keep the UST stable, okay? And I think that actually broke it down into two buckets of 750,000. So basically, the LFG held about 167,000 Bitcoin, roughly about $3.5 billion on Friday, and it announced adding an additional 37 1,863 BTC. Now, obviously, basically, after all of the kind of noise that was going on, we obviously had the tweet here from 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗠𝗠𝗠𝗃, basically deploying more capital, steady lads, and all that kind of stuff. But basically, reported on Tuesday. So that being today, they basically moved 42,500 coins to various different destinations and crypto exchanges, and there has not really been a word since. Okay, so to truly understand that the notion of Bitcoin to be a viable, backing for the 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗪 stablecoin is being tested to its limits. Ultimately, it's a volatile asset. So using a volatile asset to peg against something that you want to be stable might not be necessarily the best idea unless you've got fast, as I said earlier, liquidity for that stablecoin, right? So essentially, this is what is kind of being pulled into question here. Essentially, the mechanisms are behind this and kind of how it's all working, and is Bitcoin a good viable backing for that dollar-pegged stablecoin? And obviously, that's a question that I think we should be taking a look at and really reviewing. And at the same time period, on Thursday to Tuesday last week, we could basically see that Bitcoin had dropped 25%. So basically that compounded the liquidity-based issues on the stable coin. So, and there are rumors flying around that there are people who were basically dumping Bitcoin specifically to basically make this unstable and basically shorten the market the entire time, forcing Terra Luna Guard here, the LFG, to basically liquidate Bitcoin to get into stable positions and whatnot. So lots of kind of different theories out there, and lots of different reasons as to kind of why we've or theories as to why this whole entire scenario played out. But ultimately, we can, of course, really chalk it up to a very simple thing: bad management. Okay, to not have enough liquidity for the volatility of the market, essentially. And that was something that people were able to take advantage of, specifically the whales, and we know how they love to do these kind of things anyway. So if that is a scenario that was actually playing out and we started to see a significant drop of whales dropping their BTC, specifically to be able to capitalize in on the fact that they can unpeg a stable coin, is going to be something that needs serious review before making those kind of serious allegations. Now, in terms of Luna pulling all the way down in the way that it has done, it has completely broken out of its structures. If I turn all this back on, the previous video I was talking about, I was looking at this $49 low. Obviously, this completely broke it down and has completely crashed out. But this low point has also taken out all of this high point up here, meaning that all this structure that we had been seeing previously is now also wiped out, and we now need to reconsider everything that's also going on previously, because this is now clearly the top and this is a new structure going down. Obviously, this fundamentally does change the outlook here on Luna, and I was looking at Luna as an asset that I wanted to kind of dollar cost average into during these lows, specifically around that $49 range. However, now I will pull that into question. And the main reason, guys, is we also have to think about during times of volatility, during times of liquidations, and as Bitcoin nosedives, and we start thinking about what Luna's UST was, which was basically a way to kind of park up your funds ahead of that volatility, is now pulled into question. So UST was kind of being pitched as that kind of USDT or USDC replacement on the Luna ecosystem, right? So on the Terra ecosystem. So as a result of this, it will go into point into question whether or not people are going to trust or want to necessarily trust and go into UST going further forward. This is going to have a huge impact on the design of the entire ecosystem, specifically around Luna and UST. So that actually then makes this not so viable for me to now invest in. This actually is increasing the risks, and the likelihood of this actually going up into any of the highs that I was talking about previously is now significantly pulled into question. We were, of course, talking about going up into this high point right up here. This was about $325. I think that now has to be completely reviewed, and we have to really consider what the macro view is going to look like as we now pull this down quite significantly. This rejection basically now means that we are basically looking at that local high point just up here. I think it was coming in at about $119, somewhere in that kind of range, and just short of that 786 level, and that's now going to be that C wave high there, and now we're getting a complete breakdown. This breakdown from this area is not going to be easy to swallow, this pill, but I would expect significant downsides still to come here for Luna. Of course, this is a fundamental shift in the project, or a fundamental issue that could, of course, change analysis here from a technical standpoint, but this breakdown was not expected. It has broken out of this structure that I was looking for and moved to the upside. upside, and it does mean that we have to now consider what these 5 waves mean and what this means going further forward. Ultimately, this pullback down is very significant, and I would not expect this to be over just yet. Just taking a look at it on this daily chart, we can quite easily see that this is now an impulsive structure looking to come on down much lower as well. So kind of buying into Luna might seem like a really good idea at these really low rates, but essentially I'm concerned over the future of the project at this point. So something to just kind of keep in the back of our minds. There's opportunity here potentially, yes. I do think that Luna will bounce up and it will do reasonably well. It's just whether or not we are going to see the kind of levels that we were expecting going further forward. Guys, I'm going to leave this video there. If you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.